and welcome on Let's Cook with Cecile. These are apricots, and what do you do with apricots in the summer? Tart, of course. I know here is not the country of tart, but in France it is. And of course I could make you the tart I prefer, like just a very simple apricot on a very, very nice buttery dough, but I know that you guys like layers. So today I'm making you this incredibly, it's so flavorful and fresh and summery apricot tart that is actually a sweet dough, which is not something I usually use. It's a dough that really could be a cookie if you want. It's a cookie dough if you want. Cookie dough with frangipane, which is an almond cream, very fragrant almond cream, apricots in there, cooked in the almond cream, and streusel on top. You know, this is this crunchy, buttery thing on top. So you have several layers with different texture, different flavors. It's a nightmare. So we'll do that today, and we'll make it in little tartelette pan like that. So, because actually this is something you can make with other fruits. You don't need to automatically have apricots. Well, apricots are my favorite, that's why I use it, but any stone fruit works, you know, if you want peach or nectarine or anything like that. But what is so good is also to use berries, you know. A big hit is to actually replace the apricots with even frozen strawberries, maybe not strawberries, but let's say raspberries, blueberries, blackberries, something, I'll mix everything together. It works very well. So the thing is to make it in little tartelette mold like that are so easy to actually bring to the table. You don't need to unmold them. And what I like with that is it makes these little tartelettes a nice item for picnics, for any summer outing. You know, they are easy to carry and they make something much better and more interesting, I would say, than any type of ready-to-buy so-so type of cookies. Or anyway, this is good. This is practical and good. So make it. You'll see. It's very easy. Since I have plenty of little things to make, I ask my baby to help me. Guillaume is there with us, and since he doesn't like it, he loves these little things. That's why, you know, he agreed with no, I didn't have to push him too much to come today and make it with me. He's sacrificing himself right now. So let's go to the dough thing right away. So I'm going to show you that even a 19-year-old can do it. So go ahead. Alors, first it's butter. Butter. If you don't have if you don't have a mixer like that, you can do it. No, sugar. A quarter cup in there of powdered sugar. Voilà, c'est bon ça. Voilà. Bon, I'm the kind of girl that doesn't put so much sugar. You might want to put more, but try to resist. It's important to have taste, and you know, and not just the sugar taste. So you put back that in there and you start running low speed. Voila. So the butter is soft. The powdered sugar will, you know, get incorporated very quickly. So it starts like a low quality buttercream. No, it's good. It's like any cake batter, more or less. So we make this, voila, cream and sugar, cream of butter and sugar, voila, incorporated. Okay. Now you add that, the flour. Alors attends, here we have 2.5 cups of, voila. Alors what we can add in this at this moment is some vanilla. What is very good, it doesn't close, is to add a little bit of orange essential oil. Là, a few drops. Tiens, vas-y, go back. Stir, alors slowly, otherwise it's gonna, voilà. Alors, we have to wait until it makes a nice See, the machine does it by itself. We have nothing to do. Huh? Well, of course, if you do it by hand, try to do it with a spoon or something, because you don't. Anyway, the butter is soft, but it's going to be much easier. Or you can do it with the tip of your fingers, just to bring everything together. Okay, now we have the butter that sticks around here, so which is normal. It's usually the case. Okay, let's put it back in there. If you have a mixer, you'll see it's gonna happen. It's the you can in the same time go around here and voila, remove everything that is stuck on the edge. Voila, and you can put it back. Tiens, là, voilà, vas-y. Ok, continue, voilà. And you see it's starting to get together. There is nothing to do. Voilà, and now you see what happens in there. Vas-y, dis-le. It's starting to make like a big sand. No?
Ouais.
Not a big sand.
It looks like breadcrumbs.
Yeah, exactly. So at that point, one egg. Voilà. Attends, on va a little bit more. Here we go. Should we stop là? No? A little bit more,
Non,
maybe.
encore plus.
Voilà. Easy, hein? Tiens. You did it. Okay, now. Attends, tiens, il y en a encore un petit peu. Hop. Voilà. So, what do we do now? See, look at that. Isn't it beautiful, that? Look at that texture. I love that. Bon, alors attends. Now, of course, I have tons of toys. This is one of my favorite toys. Bon, you don't need to have that toy, but it helps. It helps. Up. We flour the toy. We bring everything in there. The thing is to make sure you don't flour it too much. Voila. So guess who's gonna roll that? Good training. Last time you had to roll a dough, it was going too strong. So be careful. Voila. Well, of course you could either choose to roll each little, dough for each little tartelette separately, but I don't think. Be careful. Maybe you need more flour in there. Là. Voilà. Hop. Tiens, voilà. The thing is, we don't want to flour too much, because if we bring back everything together in a bowl to roll more later, it's going to be too floury. Tiens, regarde là.
C'est un peu épais.
Là. Voilà. Voilà. Try to stick to the same thickness everywhere. Ah oui. Ah, this is talent. You need some training to roll it exactly the same. Voilà. So what do we do now? Tiens. Voilà. We cut some little. Alors, yeah, when you do that on a mat like that, be careful not to use a a very pointy knife, so you don't cut in there. Use something soft. Là, voilà. Ça y est, c'est bien. Okay, look at that. Alors, I took this because this way. Voilà. And here we go. Tu vois? Hop. Voilà. So, now the thing is to come with the knife here. And voila. To cut around everywhere. Voilà. See? And now this little thing can go stiff in the freezer. And now we can make all the others. Voilà. So we'll make the two, I think we can make three in total, maybe four. So we'll take care of that. I think you got it. And we'll come back to make the frangipane. The frangipane is the almond cream that we'll garnish the tartelette with. Okay? Let's come back. So, in the series, let's make it with the old baby to show you how easy it is. The old baby in question will continue with the frangipane, and the frangipane, attends. The frangipane is butter. So the frangipane is what we'll put on the bottom of the crust, okay, before we cook it. So it's going to be butter with the sugar, minimum sugar possible. You can add a little bit of vanilla, good quality vanilla, not too much, so it's, voila, yes. When I use almonds, I like to use also a drop of almond essential oil because it's one drop, yeah, so it's, but not too much, huh? Good, but not too much. Attends. First you stir that. Là. It's stirring, it's very, very difficult to stir. It's such a work to stir that, you know. Ah, yes, he's doing it. It's beautiful. Yeah, such a good job. Huh? It's hard. Huh? It's very hard, but he can do it. Now, he's gonna have to continue and add the almond.
T'es sûr que pas ça?
Ouais, bon, you can add that. We have some cornstarch in there. Fais attention de ne pas te faire tomber le truc dedans. Voilà. Cornstarch. Alors, now for the almond, I think we're gonna have to stop it and lift because otherwise, no. Voilà. The almond. Alors, it's almond flour. Hein? As fine as possible. Voila. The same as what we use for macarons. Okay, and he's gonna continue stirring that. So powerful. It's beautiful. Voila. And now, you know, alors, bon, of course, if we want to make it really good, you can scrap around, but I think it's gonna be okay. Go ahead, add egg. Voilà. Tiens là, voilà. The second egg. Voilà. Beautiful. Okay, and it is so complicated. So hard. Voilà. Alors attends, now the thing is, we want to make sure it doesn't get too much stuck on the edge. Voilà. Here we go. Frangipane. Haha. Voilà. Alors, this thing is one of the best. Alors, the idea is not to add so much grease, but a lot of flavor, and almonds are already very interesting. They are lowering all your glycemic index in there because they are proteins. So it's always interesting to add almonds in every type of pastry. And so it's going to make this, it's going to absorb the juices of the apricots. So that's why it works even for cherries, by the way. Any stone fruits, I said, okay? So that is going to, I'm going to show you right away. So I'm going to take that away. Ça, Mimi, tu peux chercher les tartelettes? Ouais. It's going to take, we put all the tartelettes have been in the freezer for a few minutes. Ah, very important. It is the time where you start your oven. Tiens, ferme ça. Okay. We start the oven. We start the oven is about, okay, 375, yeah, 375. Okay, alors, now, very difficult, still very difficult. The thing is to take some of that and in there. Voilà, t'en mets plus hein, quand même. Ouais. Okay, let's do that. Like that. Voilà. Attends, tiens. Plus. Si. Continue, continue. Don't be shy on the frangipane. Voilà. Voilà, vas-y Mimi. See, you can do it. Voilà. Alors, I have some frozen raspberries here to show you that even with frozen raspberries we can do it. Any type of frozen berries like that you can use instead of apricots. And it's actually hyper easy. You just have to do that like that. Okay. It's because of course apricots are not there all year long, but raspberries are. Hein? But the main thing here is to talk about apricots. Alors,
couteau.
Voilà, tiens, vas-y. Now is the dangerous part. The part where we have to cut. Voilà. The face up. Voilà. Tiens, tu peux t'occuper de ta tartelette. Ouais. Moi, je fais la mienne. Voilà, like that. I know it's not very often that I've never seen actually, besides mine, I've never seen an apricot tart in any bakery in here yet. But you have to try that. It's a good way of taking advantage of the season, of making something that you won't be able to make any other time during the year. This is how you create memories. And this is how you create expectations. It's gonna be summer. Yeah, we're gonna have apricots. We're gonna be able to make apricot tartelettes, or even the big tart. Of course, you can do that with a big mold. You can make big tarts instead of tartelettes. See how easy? Voilà. It's the first time I see my son making a tart. He did it. He did it. Ah, see, he also made he made the tatin, because the tatin is of course his favorite. But besides that, yes. See that? Okay. Alors that will go in the oven And it's gonna go for about 40 minutes, maybe less because they are little. And then, before the end, we'll add the streusel on top. So I'm gonna take care of that right now. In the oven. Voila. Okay, these are almost ready. We'll come back when it's time to add the streusel. I'll show you how to do that. In the meantime, we have some apricot to eat. Okay, last step. So the tartelettes are almost done, kind of, not too much, not let's say three-quarter of the total length of cooking time. And now I'm going to do the streusel. And the streusel is this crispy topping thing. Now in Alsace, where I come from in France, we use a lot of that, especially on top of brioche. But on top of tart, it's very, very common. Alors, we have flour, add a little bit of sugar, almond flour, stir that like that, and then cold butter. Now this time the butter is better if it's not too soft. I remember it's something that I discovered when I was in camp in Alsace when I was little. I was part of this music school during the year, and during the summer, to make sure we wouldn't lose all our skills during the summer, we would also have music camp. And it was in the countryside, and I remember the cook over there got plenty of blueberries. Yeah, she sent us get the blueberries in the woods, and we came back with all these blueberries, and we made that. We made streusel to put on the bottom of our cake pan, add the blueberries on top, and more streusel on top. Oh la la, it was dangerous. So here, we just, make a little bit of that. We don't try to really incorporate the butter in the flour and everything. We keep it very coarse. So this is when having an assistant is useful. Someone to pick up the tartelettes for you. So you can sprinkle everything with streusel before you put it back in the oven. So look, they are not completely ready. See? But this is the time where you can do that. Alors, the other way to do it is to make a cookie dough that you like. Keep it in the freezer and just grate it frozen on top of your whatever you want to top. Okay, it smells good. Oof. Aye, aye, aye. So it's a little like a breadcrumb situation, but just better. So it's gonna be crunchy. Where is a bit of butter? Là. Voila. Tiens, back in the oven. Quickly, because it's softening, it's melting. Voila, and we want it to get crisp and golden and everything now, and we'll come back when it is ready and when it's time to try it. Guys, this is it. Ah, I wish you could be there too. Smell that? How does that smell? Huh? Ah, yes. What do you think? Which one is the best? Why exactly? Yeah, certainly some of that. Okay, guys. So now it's ready. There is this beauty, and I'm going to try to unmold it. So it's very easy to remove, but it's still kind of hot. We try to to let it cool down a little bit, but it's not easy. We can't wait. So. So yeah, Look at that, there is nothing like cooked apricots. Okay, and the good thing in here is that, if you want just to cook apricots like that, it's going to be maybe too sour for some, so you would be tempted to put a lot of sugar in it. But if you put it in frangipane like that, which is, which will absorb the sourness, you don't need to add so much sugar anymore. And then you can just have the flavor. So now is the truth moment. Vas-y. We have a guinea pig here. Be careful, it must be hot still. Hein? Ça va? He's surviving. So it's a good sign. Hein? Et alors là, attends. Là. So yeah, I remind you, you can make that with other fruits. Okay, this one, voila, it works. Voila, you can make it with any fruits. Even apple or pear. With pear, it's very good. Try that. It's anyway already crumbling. It's easier. So especially with the berries like that, which is kind of juicy. Just let it cool down completely before you cut it. This way, that doesn't happen. Now, the dough is very flaky. You might, so at that point you can choose to add more sugar or not. Try to stay on the low sugar side, always. Try to favor the flavor. favor the flavor, not the sugar. And here you have flavor, there is no doubt. I think, yeah, we're gonna be busy in the next coming minutes, okay? So, we'll periodically continue our job of tasting without you guys, but I hope you're gonna do it. Do it. Try that. It's gonna bring memories to your summer. C'est bon ça.
Ouais.
Ah, t'en veux encore une un
Ouais,
petit
je
peu,
veux bien.
See you next time. I don't know what I'm gonna do yet, but we'll see. Yeah. Take care of that. All right. Bye.